video, we are going to learn how to solve a simple algebraic equations. The solving an equation means finding the value of unknown, which we are writing as a variables, right? In the last video, we have understood that what are variables and what are algebraic equations, right? Now, are you ready to learn how to solve an equation? Let us start. Our previous knowledge says that equality sign divides the equation into two parts, left hand side and right hand side. We need to understand that the equation is like a balance scale. You must have seen a balance scale, right? If there is a same amount of weight in each side of the scale, then the two sides are in balance. If one side weight is more, then it will be imbalance, right? We know this very well. We also know that finding the solution of an equation means finding the value of an variable, right? How can we do that? Let us see. For example, we know that 1 plus 1 has the same value, that is 1 plus 1 equal to 2. So, is it in a balance? Yes, it is in a true balance because both the side 2 is equal to 2. So, left hand side and right hand side both values are similar, so we can say it is a true equation. To avoid imbalance the equation, we have to make the exact same change on both sides. That's left hand side, whatever we are doing has to be done with the same to the right hand side. That's so important. I am saying again, whatever you do to an equation, we have to do the same thing to both sides. If the same operation is carried out on both sides of an equation every time, the equation remains balanced. Adding the same number to both the sides, subtracting the same number from both the sides, multiplying both the sides by the same number, dividing both the sides by the same non-zero number. When any of the above operations are carried out on an equation, the equation remains balanced. You have seen balance scale, right? Here also, if the one side of the equation is having some value which is not equal to the right hand side, then that equation will not be balanced. So always remember that the equation has to be balanced both sides of the equality sign. Let us see how can we understand this by using simple examples. Here is your first example. Solving an equation means finding the value of variable, right? There are two methods to find the value of variable. The first method is the inverse operation method. Let us understand by this method. Here is your first example. X plus 6 is equal to 12. In this equation, we have to find the value of x. To find the value of the variable, we have to separate it from other numbers. It should be alone on the left hand side or the right hand side. So, we separate the variable from other numbers, we have to perform the different operations. It depends on each equation what operation you will perform in that. We may have to perform more than one operations to solve some equations. In this case, we have to separate x from plus 6. We'll subtract 6 from both sides. Whatever operation we do, we have to do both sides, right? So, we can say x plus 6 minus 6 is equal to 12 minus 6. Plus 6 minus 6 will be 0 and the right hand side 12 minus 6 will be 6. We have got x is equal to 6. This is our solution. The value of the variable in an equation that makes the value of left hand side of the equation equals to the value of right hand side of the equation is called the solution of the equation. So, after finding the value of the variable, we have to check if whether your answer is correct or not. How will we do that? Check. We will put the value of the variable in our original equation. Replace the x value in the left hand side of the equation. 6 plus 6 is 12. So left hand side is equal to 12 and the RHS right hand side is also equal to 12. So this is the true equation. This works the same even if the numbers in the equations are decimals or fractions. Whenever you do the changes in equation in one side, the same changes has to be done other side to the equation. Otherwise the equation will be imbalance and the equation will not be true. True equation will be always equal values in both sides of the equality sign. Then that equation is true equation. Let us solve some more examples using same method. Where there is a addition, we do subtraction, and where there is a subtraction, we do addition. That means we are doing inverse of that. Similarly, when multiplication is there, we do division, and when the division is there, we do multiplication. The inverse of multiplication is division and the inverse of division is multiplication. Always observe when you solve the equation what is there with the variable. Observe that operation and take the inverse of that operation and solve. Always keep in your mind, after finding the value of the variable, we have to check it whether answer is correct or not. Let us check how much you have understood. Find out which operations you must be done on both the sides of these equations to find the solution. Your time starts now. Have you got the answer? Let us check. In the first equation, there is a positive value. So, subtract 5 from both the sides. In the second equation, there is a subtraction. So, we have to do addition both the side. The next, we find with variable, there is a multiplication. So, divide both sides by 10. Next example, we can see there is a division. So, we have to do multiplying both sides by that number. Let us check solution is correct or not. So remember, addition to subtraction and subtraction to addition and multiplication to division and division to multiplication. I am sure you must have understood the concepts of solving an equation.